4 times negative 1. Dee Dee, put that dang phone up. Negative 4. 4 times negative 1 again is going to be negative 4y. 4 times 6. 24. Okay, now if you look, notice how the y's, they both have a 4. Okay, and one's a plus and one's a minus. That lets us know that they're going to cancel out. Okay, and so we can add these two equations together. Negative 9 plus a negative 4. What's a negative 9 plus negative 4? Negative 13x. Okay, for the y's, a positive 4 plus a negative 4 is going to cancel. Okay. Negative 24 plus 24 is going to be 0. Okay, and then what needs done? Divide. Okay, so I'm going to get x equals 0. Okay, then we're going to take that and we can plug it into one of our original equations. Okay, would you like to use equation 1 or equation 2? Equation 1? Okay, so equation 1 says negative 9x. And instead of x, I'm putting a 0. Plus 4y equals negative 24. Okay, and if you picked equation 2 and you put the 0 where the x is, you'll end up getting the same thing as me. Okay, what is negative 9 times 0? 0. Okay, so I'm going to get 0 plus 4y equals negative 24. Okay, and then what needs done? I'm going to write this over here because I'm like running out of room. Okay, then what needs done? What needs to move first? The 0. Okay, so we're going to say minus 0 from both sides. So I'm going to get 4y equals a negative 24. And then what? Divide by 4. And so I'm going to get y equals negative 6. What is that coordinate? 0, negative 6.
This seems like a lot of work.
I know.
These two numbers.
I know. I could be wrong, but I think this is the last section of this chapter. Thank goodness. It's not my favorite chapter either, if that makes you feel any better.
It seems easy.
It's just so much work and so many steps, and it's hard to keep track of what to do and where to put it. And I'm well aware it's not my favorite section. Okay, look at number 3. Okay, first of all, I can put a 1 here in front of the y, and I can put a 1 here in between that negative and that x. Okay. And then we can look at this and say, well, what do we want to cancel? And you just pick something and look at it. Okay, you want to try the x's or the y's? The x's. Okay, so if we're looking at the x's, I have a 1 and a 6. Which one is smaller? The 1. That means that because the 1 is smaller, that this one is the one that needs timesed. Okay, something times 1 gives me 6. What is that something? 6. Okay. Okay, now we also have to look at the signs. So this 6 is positive, and this 1 has a negative. Okay, you want them to be different. If they're both the same, then you got to throw a negative out here. But because they're different, we don't need to. Okay, equation 1. We're not changing anything, so we can write down equation 1. 6x minus 7y equals 1. Equation 2, we need to distribute. So 6 times negative 1 is going to be negative 6x. Again, 6 times a positive 1 is going to be a positive 6y. And then 6 times the 1 again is going to be 6. Okay, and then we can add the two equations together. So we're going to take the 2 and make a plus sign. Okay, 6 plus negative 6 is 0. They're going to cancel. Okay, negative 7 plus 6. What is negative 7 plus 6?
-1.
Negative 1y. And then on this side, I got a 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1, 7. Okay, and then what needs done?
Divide.
Divide. Divide by negative 1. Divide by negative 1.
So y would be -7.
Y is going to be negative 7. Okay, and then from there, we're going to take it and plug it into one of our original equations. Would you like to use equation 1 or equation 2? 2. Okay, so 2 says negative x plus y equals 1. Which variable do we know? The y. So wherever the y is at, I can put what instead? Negative 7. Okay, and so it's really going to look like negative x minus 7 equals 1. Okay, and I am going to put a 1 in front of here, okay, because otherwise you guys will forget that you do need to divide on this one. Okay, what needs moved first? Try again. 7. So we're going to say plus 7, plus 7. So I got negative 1x equals 8. Then what needs done? Divide by negative 1. Okay, so I get x equals negative 8. Okay, what is our coordinate? Negative 8, negative 7. What should all your coordinates be smaller than? 10. Okay, if they're bigger than 10, something's not right. Okay, don't go eraser crazy. Okay, just ask me and I'll look at it. Okay, but if you erase it all, then no, I don't know where you went wrong. Okay, and a lot of times it's just one tiny sign and it kind of just bleeds down, and so I can fix it in about 10 seconds. Okay, without having to erase anything. Okay, look at number 5. What would you like to cancel, x's or y's? Doesn't matter, pick one. X's. Okay, what's smaller, 10 or 5? 5, so that means this one is the one that needs to be times. Something times 5 would give me a 10. 2. Okay, now we look at the signs. Notice this one has a minus and that one has a minus. Okay, they're not different. So if they're the same sign, you need a negative on the outside. Okay, so if they were both a plus or both a minus, we gotta put the negative on the outside. Okay, the first equation, did we change anything? We did not. We got a negative 10x plus 2y equals negative 6. Okay, I just copied that one down. Equation 2, we're going to multiply everything by negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 5. So we get 10x. Negative 2 times negative 4. 8. So plus 8y. And then negative 2 times a negative 13.
Negative
26. Okay, and so now we can take those two equations and add them together. Negative 10 plus 10 is going to be 0. Okay. 2 plus 8. What's 2 plus 8? 10y. Negative 6 plus 26. It's going to be 20. Then what needs done? Divide. Okay, well, what is 20 divided by 10? 2. Okay, so we got our y. Okay, now you're going to take that and you're going to plug it into one of your original equations. Which equation would you like to use? Equation 1 or equation 2? 2? Okay, so my equation 2 says negative 5x minus 4, and instead of y, what am I writing? 2 equals negative 13. Okay, and then you always got to do your parentheses first. So negative 4 times 2. Negative 8. So I'm going to get negative 5x minus 8 equals negative 13. Okay, and then what needs done? Move the negative 8. So we're going to say plus 8 on both sides. So I got negative 5x. What is negative 13 plus 8? Negative 13 plus 8, huh?
5? Or no? Negative 5.
Negative 5. Okay, and then what needs done? Divide. And so we get x equals 1. Which one comes first in our coordinate? The x. So it's going to be 1, comma, 2. Okay, just like yesterday, I want you to do the full 3 problems on the front, and then on the back, we're just going to do the multiplication part. Okay? Because after you get to here, it's just like the other kind of elimination. Nothing is different. Okay? Can I scroll? Okay, look at 7. What do you want to cancel, x's or y's? It doesn't matter, pick one. Y's. Okay, so if we're looking at the y's, okay, I have a 5 and a 10. Which one is smaller? 5. Okay, so that means that this one is the one that needs times. What times 5 gives me 10? 2. It is 2. Okay, and then we have to look at the signs in front of the y's. Are they the same signs or different signs? Same. So if they're same, you got to put a negative out here. Okay. Equation 1. Are we doing anything to it? No. Okay, there's no parentheses around it, so copy that one down. Negative 14x minus 10y equals negative 3. Equation 2, we're going to multiply everything in there by what? 2. Negative 2. Okay, negative 2 times 7. Negative 14. Negative 2 times negative 5. Positive 10y. And then negative 2 times negative 15. 30. Okay, and so on these ones, that's where you're going to stop. Okay, you just need to get those two equations written down and okay, look at number 9. What would you like to cancel, x's or y's? Okay, so if we go with the y's, okay, look at 3 or 7, which one is smaller? 3. 3 times what gives me 7? Okay, and just think about this. What is 3 times 1? 3. What's 3 times 2? 6. 3 times 3? 9. We skipped over 7, yeah? Okay, so 3 times something, it's got to be a decimal, it's not going to give me 7. That means we can't cancel the y's. Okay, so if you go through and you're like, and it takes you a second, and you're like, 3 times what gives me 7? And you're like, if you really have to think that hard about it, that's not the equation for you. Okay?
So we have to do X.
Huh?
So we have to do X.
You would have to do x then. Okay, so if we're looking at the x's, then what's smaller, 2 or 6? 2. Something times 2 gives me 6. 3. Okay, and that's how fast it should happen. Okay, granted, some of you guys' multiplication is better than other people's, but it should happen naturally within, I would say, maybe 10 seconds. If it's not, then that's probably not the right one. Okay, so we said times 3. Okay, are the signs in front of the x's the same or different? They're different, so we don't need a negative out there. Okay, equation 1, are we changing anything with it? No, so we're going to copy that one down. 6x plus 3y equals 12. Equation 2, we're going to multiply everything in there by 3. Okay, so 3 times negative 2. Negative 6x. 3 times 7. 21y. 3 times negative 4. Negative 12. Okay, look at 11. What would you like to cancel, x's or y's? Y's? Okay, so if we do the y's, what's smaller, 10 or 2? 2. What times 2 gives me 10? 5. Okay, and now, and we're just cause. If we did the x's, what's smaller, 8 or 9? 8. What times 8 gives me 9? Yeah, you can't do it. Okay, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2, 16. So if you skip over the number, okay, then that's not the right one. Okay, so this one we're saying, because it's smaller, times 5. Okay, are the signs for the y's the same or different? They're the same, so you need a negative on the outside. I don't know why I wrote my 5 over there. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's bugging me. Okay, equation 1, are we changing anything? No. Okay, so we're going to write down equation 1. 9x minus 10y equals 3. Equation 2, we're multiplying everything by what? Negative 5. Negative 5 times 8. Negative 40x. Negative 5 times negative 2. Positive 10y. Negative 5 times negative 18. Is it 90? It's a positive 90 though, that I know. Okay, so the 3 on the back, all I want you to do is this part, okay? Figure out what you need to multiply by and do that, okay? The front 3, I want you to make an attempt and try to solve them, okay? This is the last day we're spending on